Yes, sir. What's happening? What's happening? You already know. It's Carolina Cousin Right Way Jay. All is well out there. Yes, indeed. And we about to go and get into this Breakfast Club interview with Dame Dash. It was definitely very entertaining comedy, but definitely a lot of gems that was dropped. But let's go ahead and get it started real quick.
I don't think you're a proper representation of the masculine black man. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you guys are.
I'm listening.
Okay. Like, your OG is Wendy Williams.
Your OG is Wendy Williams. Well, he's not lying. I mean, Charlamagne did come up under Wendy Williams, and everybody knows Wendy Williams for gossip, which, speaking of gossip, Dame's going to go more into that, but there's another clip I want to play. Let's go and play that real quick.
We're different. Like, I'm not the kind of guy that would, like, I'd rather get my ass whipped than run. But you're proud that you ran.
Yeah.
I'd rather get my ass whipped. And it ain't no disrespect, but I kind of think you're gay. You just act a little gay.
You got a problem with gay people?
Not at all. I've got a problem with people that pretend they're not gay. So let me tell you why.
But what if
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you.
This is hilarious. I love
you're
what
gay.
you're doing. This is hilarious.
So what I'm saying is, you might, because you started in gossip, which is, you know, is very feminine, and you want people to listen to you, and that we want people that represent masculinity, because men need to be doing what they need to do as men. They don't need to be worried about girl stuff. Do you think he's masculine? Would you want this man around you if 10 guys jumped you? He'd run, and you'd have to run with him. I like my women to feel safe when they're around me. I don't tell people, like, and I'm not saying that's your way, but you're just not masculine. I've seen him run. I looked at a whole reel of, there's like a thing that says how many people bark. There's stuff that how many times you talk about other people's genitals. You real masculine men don't do that. You said that some guys was throwing you kisses because they liked your paws butt, and you went back. That's gay.
Why do you have such a problem with gay
I don't have a problem. I have a problem with you. Wait. No.
Crazy,
yeah, that is why I pause. There's a lot of people like you.
That's crazy.
There's a lot of people like you that are gay that that pretend they're not.
Black men can't be gay.
Yeah. That's crazy. That was crazy. Now, I will say, I mean, Dame did make some really good points. I mean, there is a feminization of men today. I mean, you can clearly see that. I mean, you saw what happened with, well, no, let me not say that. But let me just say there's definitely a clear feminization of men today. Like, you can see, like, things that are happening today would not have happened 20 years ago. I mean, we see men with nail polish and purses, and, you know, and then with Envy was bringing, I mean, not Envy, but when Dame brought up to Charlamagne, like, something about some guys was making some type of gestures about his butt, and he went back. And then if you look at with Charlamagne bringing the whole butt, the cake shaped like a butt, and he brought it to Envy, like, that was like super suspect to me. But I mean, we're being honest, do we really look at Charlamagne as the epitome of masculinity? I don't think so. Now, when he talked about, you know, the whole running from a fight, and you can see he definitely took another jab at Charlamagne when he asked, I think that was Juan LaRosa, like, do you want this man to be with you? If y'all get in a fight, he's going to run, you're going to have to run too. He was definitely taking shots at Charlamagne, and Charlamagne definitely shot back. We'll definitely play some more of that. Now, as a smart man, let me say it like this. If you know you're about to get jumped by 20, 30 people, a smart man would be like, okay, I'm not going to win this. Let me get out of here. Let me come back at a better day when I'm much stronger and I got more people. I can catch them one by one, because I'm not going to win this at all. But a smart man would think like that. Someone who has a lot of ego and a lot of bravado, they feel like they got something to prove, they will stay and take that behind cut, man. To each his own. Me personally, I wouldn't do it. Now, this next clip that I'm about to play, he actually talks about Jay-Z. And there's always been this rumor about, you know, you can't speak ill about Jay-Z. And it's been going around, people been saying that about the Breakfast Club and Joe Budden for years. And if you know anything about Desiree Perez, which I'm not going to speak about because, yeah, do your Googles on that, you understand why they don't speak about Jay in an ill way. But let me go ahead and play that clip real quick.
Talking. Okay? So, because when I do that, when y'all do that, I forget what I'm gonna say because I be like da da da.
But you're not saying shit.
No,
Dane.
you don't think. Of course, you don't think that. I think you're gay.
That's fine.
I do. I'm not gonna lie. After the Puff stuff, cause let me say this. This is my assessment. I've never heard you say one thing bad about Jay-Z. Not one.
He's not in the room. You shouldn't talk about it.
Don't tell me what to do.
You said you shouldn't talk about men when you're not in the room.
You're interrupting me.
Now you're doing the girl stuff.
I know him. I'm giving you an example, right?
You used to know him.
Can I talk? You're upset. Can I talk? Can I talk? I've never seen you say one word because you talk bad about a lot of people, but you never said one time. And you walk around with his face on your chest. Is that a airplane shirt right now?
Paper planes, yeah. I wore CEO stuff.
Can I finish? No, I never seen that. Let me finish.
What you mean?
Let me see.
You gave us
Can
CEO
I talk?
stuff.
Can I land the plane? Let me land the plane.
I can't wait.
Let me land the plane. So I'm thinking to myself, either you got a crush on this man or he's paying you. One or the other. Did you buy that shirt?
Yes.
You went and bought that? They didn't give it to you as much as you say nice
You're not supposed
things?
to support black business?
I doubt you bought that shirt.
What you mean?
Anyway,
and I buy CEO
so I
shirt
think you're gay. I'm sorry.
And I think you're broke.
And I think you're broke. I'm not even gonna lie. This is what I'll say. This whole thing was like, I mean, it was a lot of comedy, but I mean, again, he was definitely dropping a lot of jewels. Now, looking at this interview, this is classic Charlamagne. I mean, this is the Charlamagne that people like fell in love with because I mean, just the comebacks was just classic. You feel what I'm saying? And again, Dane was on demon time. We all can see that. You feel what I'm saying? Now, my question is, why does Dane feel like he has something to prove at this age, after all that he's accomplished? I mean, from, the whole Rockefeller, and then he had Rachel Roy, and I mean, he just had like a number of things that he's done that has been uberly successful, but it seems like he still has something that he feels like he has to show to get people to believe that he is who he say he is, when in actuality, your history should speak for itself. Now, there's another clip I want to play about Dame Dash and Revolt. Let me go ahead and play that real quick before I say anything else.
We'll think that. But
and I didn't mind you interrupting me to do that.
I apologize, but I wanted to clear things up.
I appreciate that. So every time I was launching something with my family office, he sent a letter saying that, I'd owe the money, but it was my family office, but it muddies the waters. So if you have a contract, especially you working here, and somebody sent a bum letter, and as soon as it's a lawyer, it shuts down. Mm-hmm. It muddies the waters. And I was about to make some major announcements. You want to hear one?
Sure.
I'm now the chairman of Revolt right now, and I also I have 15.
You don't deserve to be the chairman of Revolt.
I got you. So I'm now the chairman of Revolt with a pathway.
Again,
you see, because he wants to trigger me, and I want you to acknowledge that. So I'm now Cam's boss, the chairman of Revolt with a pathway to acquisition. I've been trying to buy
now,
Revolt.
how we know this not Cap? We ain't see this on Deadline.
Can you stop yelling? Can you stop interrupting me, please? So Deadline didn't make the announcement for this particular situation. They didn't want to. I had an announcement I was going to make with BT, but Paramount stepped in and they said do it later, and they didn't want to be a part of this mess. But it will be in something. This gets played tomorrow, so the announcement will be in the trades tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So I've been trying to buy Revolt, and I also just did a 25-episode deal for my podcast for Bosses Take Losses, and I'm putting all my content on Revolt.
Now, when Dane talked the whole thing about the whole chairman of Revolt, first of all, Revolt came out and said, that's not true. Don't believe him. He's not the chairman. Now, there have been reports saying that he's the chairman for 30 days. So it's all over the place. I mean, now, if he came out and said, yeah, I'm temporary chairman for 30 days, it might have been more believable and Revolt might have stood behind that. But for him to come out and say, like, I'm the chairman, I'm Cam's boss, if he came out and said that, see, it doesn't look as good. It doesn't look as flashy. It doesn't look as boss-like to say that I'm just a temporary chairman. But again, he's going to say things like that Why? To feed his ego. This goes back to my point of him feeling like he has something to prove when at a stage in life, you don't have nothing to prove. Your history speaks for itself. Dame, relax. Just be the boss that you are and just move accordingly, man. Bosses move in silence. You already know how it goes. But anyway, speaking of boss, I want to ask a question. Is boss culture a positive or a negative? Think about that. Is it a positive or a negative? Because, well, let me not say nothing. Let me play these two clips real quick from the Breakfast Club when DJ Envy and Dame was going at it the very first time Dame was on the Breakfast Club, and it was a heated exchange, but it was some things that were said that I thought was very interesting. Let's go and play that real quick.
That's my point. You have to understand what you're doing in business because you got to do what's best for your kids. What's best for your kids is to put your money into something, the stress, go through all of it. So when your child becomes a man, he doesn't have to work for nobody.
Right, well, that's the whole
thing. You can just pass it to him.
Now you talk about...
So if you're going to work 20 years in a business or 15 years in a business every day over and over again, and your son can't work here whenever he feel like it, you clowning him.
I don't want him to work
here. But that's me. I'm not saying you. If you owned it, wait a second. Time out.
I don't need a check.
That's stupid. You should be.
Time out. Rap because he enjoy it, not because he want a check.
You're wrong.
I'm here because
I like the check.
Wait. Time out. Time out. You're lying.
I don't need.
Before you lose your control, just stay focused.
Like you say, do your homework.
So here, listen to me.
I work here because I enjoy it.
Why don't you listen?
I work here for free.
Who could work? Would you ever enjoy being a slave?
I'm not. It's not a slave. This is what I enjoy.
Now I get the whole point of like, working for somebody, being a slave or whatever. Like, I get it, but I mean, there's levels to it. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you don't understand the business, it's great to get up under somebody, learn the business, and then build your own. I mean, I started out as an independent. I started out working as a company man, and then I became an independent contractor, and now I work for myself. Like me and the company that I work with, we still do business to this day, and we do great business, by the way. But I'd rather have that umbrella to help me during certain situations that I can't take care of myself because, again, you can't do everything on your own. I mean, it's called micromanaging. But there's another clip I wanted to play from Envy. We actually responded to Dame. This is much later. And it was kind of funny, and you could definitely tell he was definitely shooting. So let's go and play that real quick.
Figure out, how did he lose?
How did he own it?
How did he lose the rights to pay it in full, or did he even own the rights to pay it in full? Because I just want to know the business. Like Dame is always teaching the business. He's always teaching about ownership and being a boss. So I just want to know, how did 50 end up getting the rights? Because I thought Dame had the rights. I would assume. I don't know.
But are we still talking about this boss conversation? Like, is that a conversation that we're still having? That's the first thing he said. 50 Cent is his boss, and 50 said that's his partner on it. He's EPing with him, so I guess they're partners. But I hate this boss conversation because I hate the fact that people be like, I don't need no boss. I don't want no boss. Well, sometimes not having a boss will lead you into foreclosure and only having assets to lead up to $2,400.
Damn.
Like, you can't keep having this boss conversation without having a real conversation about entrepreneurship and what you need to do as an entrepreneur. We can't keep having these conversations.
Dan posted that old clip of him getting at you on Breakfast Club.
I ain't see that in a long time.
Got you a little hot this morning, huh?
Nah, that clip is amazing. That clip is amazing. If you see what happens within 10 years and then you look at that clip, you be like, oh man, somebody made a bad decision.
Well, I will.
As you can see, Envy definitely has some things. He definitely shot back at Dame. But to go back to my question, is boss culture a positive or a negative? Let me look at it from both sides. How is it positive? It's positive because you're preaching entrepreneurship, ownership, and who doesn't like ownership? Who doesn't like being able to control their schedule, make their own rules, call their own shots, and move how they want to move? That's a great thing. Now, on the flip side of that, when you're talking about doing that, that means you got to put up your own money. And if you don't have your own money, that means you got to go get the money from somewhere. Now, if you have a boss, you can get that money from your boss, and then use that money to build your own thing. Now, with that, if somebody's cutting you a check, guess what? They have a say on what you do. So it really depends on what you want, because it really depends on what you want to do and how you want to do it. Because if you want to like move faster, then take the check from somebody else and do your thing. If you want to do it slower and have more control, then put up your own money and build what you want to build. But all in all, looking at this whole Breakfast Club interview, I thought it was funny. I thought it was entertaining. I thought there was gems that was dropped, but I also think that there was things that Dame was saying and was doing, things he was saying that I just fully couldn't agree with, like the whole, hey man, if 30 dudes run up on you, take them all on. No. Especially like, and Dame, he's in his 50s now. I doubt that he would do that today. I don't think that's smart for anybody to do. Because you could possibly die. And nobody wants to die early. Now, the whole thing about the whole feminization of men, like, he did bring us a good points on that as well, so I definitely got to salute Dame for that as well. It just seems like it was a lot of ego and a lot of bravado that wasn't necessarily needed to get his point across. And I think that's where he dropped the ball at. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm going to let y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. Is boss culture a positive or a negative? Is there a feminization of men in society today? Was Dame actually hitting on some good points? Was he not hitting on some good points? Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. This is Carolina Cousin Right Way J, and I'm going to catch you on the next one.